Hi. We are about to submit what we think is the biggest deal ever in the game. It's a remix video that we made with a bunch of sci-fi movies and from their trailers. I think it's about 100 of trailers or something like that. So first of all, we're using Restore to give all the points for each card. And we have a bunch of other blue cards. Something completely different. Instead of just remixing a few videos, we actually remixed a lot more than what you would normally expect. Feels smooth, I guess. The music
No, the
feels
edits.
smooth.
The edits make them. It's not jarring edits.
hmm From the archives, we used what is it?
THX 1138.
Local celebrities. Um,
Uh, Both Dylan and Will helped.
and then we have a ton of orange cards. Arjun, Amy, Claire, Zach, Austin, Mercedes, George, Jeffrey. Um, should I now? Do you want to
Yeah.
just like
The
go?
start is something great. This is a start of like great music video. And it starts out very humbly. I think. Hesitance. There's the whole beginning and isn't assertive. The edits and the characters shown are more hesitant to what's gonna happen.
Okay. Rise and fall. Um, our video starts off very kind of slow. It picks up towards the middle, and then at the same time, at the end, it falls off as well.
And that being said, every science fiction movie ever is about rise and fall.
Or any movie.
The Lone Wolf, V and V for Vendetta is the Lone Wolf that fights against.
Mind Altering Drugs was a couple shots from Looper, in which Joseph Gordon-Levitt, like his eye expands from when he drops that little drug thing in his eye.
Involving Detour, there's multiple points, actually I think throughout the video, where the guys are driving on their Tron vehicles and they have to move out of the way.
Service, there are various shots of people portraying service to others, heroes portraying service to civilians, and saving the damsel in distress.
Featuring a lost one, Wally, who is lost on Earth, is just completely a lost one.
Madness was the editing process. It took a long time, I think about a month's time, on and off working.
An explosion. Okay.
Partnership, me and Austin edited this, and
also there's a partnership between Elliot and E.T.
Involving a battle royale. I mean, okay, if you've seen, like, there's, like, Star Trek,
Star Wars, battle royales.
Yeah, in space.
Okay, No Place Like Home, E.T.
Regarding an apocalypse, well, like, pretty much goes from V for Vendetta to...
Yeah, several apocalyptic films, like 1984.
And Day After Tomorrow.
Apocalypse. Humans versus machines, science fiction, is primary themes is humans versus machines, such as Terminator.
Regarding the news is heavily used in V for Vendetta, which we should.
And Day After Tomorrow.
Okay. A chase. There are several scenes within this remix video where such as Tron, where they're being chased on light bikes.
Involving escape. Those same things. These guys on Tron bikes are being chased, and then they make.
An airplane. There's a shot from X-Men when they're on that Blackbird flying.
Dredd. We use clips from the movie Judge Dredd.
Including the living toy. The Transformers themselves are living Hasbro toys.
A diagram. We actually used the ideogram of HAL from 2001.
Oh, okay. The Collapse of Civilization. This can go to like movies like Wall-E, where it's just on a barren planet with no civilization.
And Day After Tomorrow again.
Psychological Torment. Cosmo. After editing this video.
That's kind of true.
Cosmo.
Social Change. I guess V for Vendetta.
Yes.
Yeah.
In 1984.
True.
Extraterrestrial beings.
E.T. Any alien in any of the videos that we have.
Featuring a chronicle. Well, this features about 100 different chronicles and different stories.
Yeah. A challenge? I'd say this is pretty big of a challenge to make this. A collision. This is a collision of 100 different science fiction movies.
There exists a brotherhood, once again, like partnership between Elliot and E.T.
Obsolescence. This is Wally. His robot is obsolete and his world is also obsolete.
X-rays. There's a couple shots from the old The Day the Earth Stood Still, and there's a couple shots of X-ray vision there.
Lost in a Strange Land. That includes, let's see, Wall-E, who's lost in a strange land. It could be
It can really relate to the main character in
Matrix.
Tron, the Matrix.
Okay. A quest. Basically, all the characters in any of the films go on some sort of quest.
featuring a rebel. This includes Luke Skywalker, who we see in the film, who is a rebel, or so is Beaver.
An elaborate ruse. Most of these shots within this remix video are part of an elaborate plan to do something huge. Yeah.
Alright, involving a turf war. There's different factions, like in Star Wars and whatnot, where they're in space and they're fighting over these planets, which are like turfs.
A disgusting concept. Any of the gross monsters that we feature.
A person, place, or thing.
Involving a journey. In Tron, like, they're going around these bikes and they're making the journey.
And greed, such as District 9, when a lot of the the nation that's pushing out the district is full of greed.
Involving Matt Prophet, when V makes his speech on the air, he's a mad prophet. He's proclaiming that what their lives are like is wrong. And
the sage Yoda from Star Wars.
Including a decoy protagonist. This includes Darth Vader, who is a protagonist in disguise, really, until the end.
A clever quip halfway through the video stops and Wally has a little one-liner. So.
Involving a successor. Anakin Skywalker is a successor to Obi-Wan, or to Quinn. I can never say his name.
Qui-Gon
Jinn. Yeah, that one.
Outside In, we collaborated with someone from DePaul University in film school in Chicago.
Curiosity killed the cat.
That's in Wall-E, because curiosity is what led him to meeting Eve and being left from Earth.
Okay.
Band of Outsiders.
Like this band of outsiders would be the Blade Runners in Blade Runner.
Heartthrob Eve from Wall-E, I guess.
Polar opposites. There's various polar opposites in this movie. Anakin is a polar opposite from Darth Vader, but they two become the same eventually.
Including in close shave, just like in the chase scenes in Tron, there's plenty of points where something comes to like hit the bike and they barely miss it.
A nightmare. This was pretty much a nightmare.
Editing nightmare.
Editing nightmare and rendering nightmare.
Featuring a movie star. Well, you got all kinds of movie stars in here. Let's just go with Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with Keanu. Alright, a code. There's a shot in which Keanu Reeves is made of code from the Matrix.
Featuring a healer.
Yeah.
Featuring a healer.
There's a healer such as Obi-Wan is a healer in a way. Can you put the card down? Okay.
Perception. We have Inception.
And also perceptions of each science fiction is different, so we try to cover every single perception done by every single individual.
Inception's a lot about perception, and especially about the ending. It's what you make of it.
Involving a love triangle, there exists a love triangle between Wall-E, Eve, and Eve's mission, which gets into the mix.
Also, the general basis of science fiction is generally centered around a love triangle or some aspect of a romantic relationship.
Oh my god. Harbinger of Doom. Anything bad that happens, and also in The Day After Tomorrow, there's a lot of Doom. And I Am Legend.
I Am Legend has lots of Harbingers Doom. As well as Watchmen. Watchmen, there's several scenes where they're blown up and stuff like that. Magician, I'd say it's Magician we relate to best as superhero. We have Thor, we have Iron Man, I wouldn't call Magician, but Thor is able to use magic.
Doppelganger, there's a scene where...
Or any CGI is magic.
Yeah,
really.
that's magic.
Featuring Doppelganger, this is a reference to Terminator, where Terminators can disguise to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
And there's a shot where a doppelganger, it's a police officer running, and he turns into like this clear.
Okay, symbol of hope. Any hero ever in any of the movies, such as Neo.
Involving a hunter, V in V for Vendetta, is hunting down his enemies, the people who dislike the British government, corrupt officials.
Trick, there's a shot from The Matrix in which one of the twins gets like sucked back into like an SUV because he's able to transport. It's a trick.
Involving a bounty, just like how V was hunting the corrupt British government officials, he has a bounty out for them.
Oh.
Okay. A Few Against the World. That's just basically the struggle of the main characters against. Well, I mean, I should give a specific example.
A Few Against the World?
I suppose from the Hunger Games, Katniss against the government.
A ritual. This would relate to Prometheus. The rituals that the what are the ancient aliens called? Not the
I don't know.
What movie?
Prometheus.
I don't know. I never.
Anyways, the reoccurring ancient themes within Prometheus.
Regarding betrayal, at the end of Star Wars, where Darth Vader gets up and betrays Emperor. I can't think of his name right now.
Emperor Palpatine.
Palpatine. There we go.
Alright.
There's still so many.
Insubordination. There you go. It goes right with betrayal. Alright.
A creeper, and we have showed a couple scenes from Mad Max, and there's a lot of various creepers within that movie, and the shots that we included, as well as the guy from Blade Runner, who's like creeping on everyone and trying to like kill everybody. That blonde albino dude.
Okay, the princess, such as Princess Leia from Star Wars.
Featuring juvenile delinquent. I'm pulling this out of nowhere. At the beginning, we show that one scene in Star Trek at the very, very beginning where Captain Kirk, as a young kid, is driving that car, and so he is a juvenile delinquent.
Ooh, okay, a theory. We had a theory when making this deal that it'd be the biggest deal ever made.
God for a Day. I actually think that you can apply this to Inception, where they have such control over their world that they're kind of like gods for a day. And it's only Inception
in a
time.
way, the whole video can be interpreted as God for a day because you see all these various worlds, and it's being controlled in such an aspect that is not controlled by a human force.
A Discovery.
Elliot discovers E.T.
Good.
Involving a fall from grace. Well, we actually have a literal fall in the video where some guy gets kicked through a window.
Yeah, that's from Watchmen.
Involving a conspiracy. This can apply to, well, really, I guess the Hunger Games too.
I'd say
Vendetta.
conspiracy would be biggest with V for Vendetta and the shots that we pulled from 1984.
Sure,
A glance, I would say there's one shot we particularly recognize is a glance between E.T. and Elliot when they first meet each other. Yes, we do.
I mean, that goes with.
We have a sneak attack with Tron. There's a sneak attack where he takes a bike and goes down a little way, comes up all of a sudden, and
blindsides the
next person. Do the orange.
Well, so anyways, we emailed some of the sophomores from last year about whatever movie suggestions they could have, and sure enough, we did miss a couple, so we ended up using them. So thanks to Will Merrick and Dylan Visvikis for that.
Put them right there. A visual metaphor.
Visual metaphor is
The apes at the end of 2001.
2001: A Space Odyssey. We included right at the end. Basically, the whole beginning of this video and the whole end can be interpreted as visual metaphors, as it opens up with landscapes and it closes with landscapes, and eventually it closes with the most primitive element of humanity, which is the ape.
All right, the Phoenix. I played this to the Matrix. This is the part where Keanu Reeves gets reborn into the Matrix, where he just kind of appears out of nothing. It's almost like if you replace the code with fire, it would like probably even look like a Phoenix.
Right.
Here, have some cards. Okay, a mole. I suppose in 1984. I forgot the main character's name.
His name's Winston Smith.
He rebels against the government, and he has a lot of
Also, the
knowledge.
robot and iRobot becomes a mole because you at first think Sonny is an ally, and he turns.
An affair. Editing this project was a nasty affair.
A magic trick. There's various tricks in this where as far as actually editing tricks, there's we played edit from one shot to another would be like a blinding explosion and goes into a fade into white and stuff like that.
Oh, I hate this.
Okay, the muse. Where's the muse mean again? What does that mean?
Here, check to see if we wrote it down.
Muse means in a thoughtful manner. Muse, actually, the biggest muse in this is Wally's little clever quip in the middle. So it's a thought to oneself, as there's not much dialogue in the movie, and he's mostly communicating to himself and to the audience.
I consider like Keanu Reeves in the Matrix to be a ghost, where I mean, he's like it's not physical, but he comes.
Also, the main ghost in this video is Obi-Wan Kenobi's ghost.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
We wrote some of these down, and then so
We wrote all of them.
Okay. A stranger comes to town. There's a shot from I think Super 8 in which you see someone being the guy in the supermarket being abducted, and that's the stranger is the alien that comes to town.
A misunderstanding.
A misunderstanding occurs in the Minority Report when they're trying to just chase the first actual murder, and there's a misunderstanding in which they go in the wrong house, I believe, right?
Yep.
Okay, split personality would be Darth Vader. In one aspect, he's very evil. However, in the very end, you see that he still cares about his son, and that he still has good in his heart.
That's a reversal.
Nice. An unwitting pawn.
Actually, Wall is an unwitting pawn of B and H,
and
the big corporation that's like Costco.
No, what's that computer? I don't know if it had a name.
Also, an unwitting pawn would be Hal from 2001. Spine. There's several shots from Close Encounters of the Third Kind where we have our the little boy and the main character in Close Encounters is spying on the aliens. Okay.
Lost Innocence. There's actually a scene where we have from Alien where you see like this like young girl who's like, well, I mean young womanish who's like absolutely terrified by this alien thing coming out of this person. So I feel like that's a loss of innocence on her part.
Is it unrequited love or
yeah?
Okay, unrequited love.
Just between Wally and Evie.
I've heard she doesn't like him.
Breaking a rule. Our very last shot is from Malooper actually, and it's breaking a rule in which he did not kill himself as a looper.
Diligence.
Diligence. The character, pretty much every single character within this video is very diligent towards their mission.
Also required a lot of diligence to create this. And that's it. Congratulations to us. Goodbye. Okay.
Here is the